Hey, welcome to our study in Luke 14. The chapter opens today with Jesus being invited to the home of a Pharisee for a meal. That invitation becomes the theme for the whole chapter, which is ultimately about His invitation to us. Jesus will speak to the host. He will speak to the guest. He will speak to a particular guest who questions Him all about the whole issue of being invited. Chapter 14, verse 27 really gives an explanation to the whole chapter, because in verse 27 He turns to the crowd that's with Him and explains what's going on at this whole meal. And in the explanation He says He is inviting them to follow Him and become His disciples. In fact, this whole chapter is about His invitation to us that we would follow Him and literally become His disciples. There is a strong illustration in this chapter that we can excuse ourselves from that invitation, but the calling is strong. In verse 33, He says literally we will have to give up everything in order to follow Him. Fred Craddock, the great preacher of this century, defines that verse 33 for us. He said many times we think we need to go to the bank and cash a $1,000 check and just give it all away and begin to pour out our lives to respond to the invitation. He said, that's not the way we do it. And we take $1,000 check to the bank and we get $1,000 worth of quarters and we give our lives away 25 and 50 cents at a time, responding to the call of Jesus to come and follow Him. The challenge and the call upon me and you today is great, that we would lay down our lives and lay down our agenda and begin literally to do what Jesus did, to follow Him, to follow the instruction of His Word. The chapter ends with this obscure, different, unanticipated comment about salt, and it's no longer being valuable when it's lost its saltiness. I wonder what that could possibly mean, except I was reminded that salt was used in the making of a covenant. Covenant with God and covenant with men. And it seems that Jesus was saying there's a great danger that that covenant could be jeopardized unless we're following Jesus. I love the story of Leonardo da Vinci painting the Last Supper. The third disciple on the left from Jesus is Judas. And right at his elbow is a little vessel of salt that he has inadvertently turned over with his elbow. I would remind you today, and me today, in the busyness of our lives, being careless with the call of God upon our lives, we cannot be living in the glory and the reality of following Jesus. May God help you and me today to respond to the invitation to follow Him and be a disciple of Jesus. Thank you for the study that you've joined us with today in Luke 14. And thank you for joining us for Just the Meat and Potatoes.